It's all been leading up to this. Just before the Dice Camera Action Season 3 finale, I sat down with Chris Perkins to talk about the future of the show and where he would like to see the Waffle Crew go next. Let's talk about the state of Dice Camera Action. How are things going for...
Things are pretty woeful in Dice Camera Action land. Things have been pretty grim. The characters have been were wrestling for a long time with the death curse and watching their hit points go down and down and down and down and down. And one of the characters is currently dead.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, they've made some powerful enemies. Right now, as we're now looking toward the finish line of this sad season of death and carnage, with a few laughing moments in between, I am looking to tie off a lot of loose ends. Get the Waffle Crew kind of back on their feet, and set them up for what will be a rollicking, super fun Season 4, which tonally is going to be very different from Season 3. And what I mean by that is, I think the sort of heaviness of the death curse and the Tomb of Annihilation, run to your death kind of experience of Season 3 was very harrowing. I'm delighted that it was, because thematically that was appropriate. The story for Season 4 is not what I would call harrowing. And so that means a lot of different things are going to happen. They're going to be in a new setting. They're going to make a bunch of new acquaintances, meet a bunch of new NPCs. There's going to be so much going on that'll be hard to keep track of, but it'll be kind of fun chaos, I'm hoping. The Season 4 starts on May 1st. The animated intro is locked and done. It's super awesome. It's kind of, I don't know if I want to terribly spoil it, actually. It's not like any animated intro we've done before. It's animated, so it is like all the other ones we've done before. But stylistically, it's completely in keeping with the season and not like anything else we've done before. I'm looking to bring in a bunch of fun new guest stars over the course of the next season. People we haven't met yet, people the Waffle Crew haven't met yet. But most importantly, I'm looking to discover new depths to each of the Waffle Crew characters. So every one of them is going to kind of, I think, change and evolve a little bit, mature in some ways, find new friends, potentially. I also would like, and I've thought about this a great deal, some things from the past to come back in new and unexpected ways going forward. So I'm digging into things that have happened in the past that are just sort of hanging out there, like whatever happened to blank. I'm looking at that and going, let's find out what happened to blank. Or remember that time when the Waffle Crew did this and apparently there were no consequences whatsoever? Let's see what those consequences are. Like, Diath incinerated a bunch of people accidentally. Then kind of nothing happened. Maybe it's time for something to happen. I feel like, I'm sure if I talked to Nathan and Jared and Holly and Anna, they would say that Season 3 was probably the most stressful because the stakes were high and their characters were so deep and the fans are so committed to those characters that everybody's become very protective of them. And so every new threat is a threat to the sanctity of the Waffle Crew and those characters, and it hurts them very deeply when the Waffle Crew is unable to deal with it all. And I've been needling the players and needling the fans quite a bit. I think they're having fun. I think they're having fun wrestling with who these characters really are and where they need to go next. I think where they need to go next is going to be basically the theme or the through line of the next season. It's like, I see a lot of more character-directed adventures where things aren't just happening to them, they are making things happen. And I don't know if the players are going to are quite prepared for that yet. We'll have to see. I might have to tip them off and say, hey, in this next story, if you want Strix to do something, or if you want Dieth to do something, or you want Evelyn or Paulton to do something, let me know and we'll see where it goes. So I think there will be lots of opportunities for that, and I look forward to seeing how they let their characters grow. Because in terms of level-wise, they're now 10th level, so they're kind of halfway along in their adventuring career, whatever that is. And so now that we're kind of looking at the back end, what does that actually mean? What are the responsibilities of a 10th level character? Particularly in the case of like Evelyn, who has just saved thousands of souls and sacrificed her own existence to free them from the soulmonger. Where does she go and still have a meaningful journey with a character arc? I don't know, because I'm just making this up as we go along. But if anybody wants insight into how I prepare for a new season of the show, I just think of myself as a showrunner. And I've talked with a lot of showrunners and how they build seasons of their shows. They take their show a season at a time, but every season, all the main characters have to have a journey in that season to make. And they can't be the same character that they were at the start of the season as they were at the end. Something has had to have changed. Their perspective or their goals, something has to change. And so I think of it the same way. And as I'm thinking about season 4, I am making plans. I have all 30 episodes of season 4 planned out. But the wild card is I don't know what the players are going to do. So I bet you half to 2/3 of those episode ideas I have will never happen. And that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I'm pretty sure the other third are going to happen because I know where they're going to be and I know what's there, and they're going to cross paths with certain things. But then there's that space that I sort of leave open in my head where I may throw out half of the season I have in mind because something goes in a different direction. That actually happened with season 3. Before we started the Tomb of Annihilation season, I plotted out 30, and when I say plotted out, what I really meant was I wrote down 30 episodes on a sheet of paper, and I did like one-line TV guidelines of what's going to happen in that episode. They're going to find a wrecked ship in the jungle. They're going to go to Oralunga and talk to an oracle. They're going to meet a pair of goblin brothers who are up to no good. That's all I wrote. Half of those never happened because I expected in season 3 to spend half of the season getting to the Tomb of Annihilation and then half of the season in the tomb running around. Well, we're now 2 episodes away from the end of season 3 and they've never been to the tomb. So that ain't happening. All those plans, whatever, gone. But I don't feel bad about that because what did happen, I think, was just as cool, if not more cool than what I had planned. And I'm hoping the same thing happens with season 4.
You love this show.
I love the show. I love it because the fans are great. They're super awesome. They super inspire me, and they inspire the players. And the players are just so good at getting into their characters and just sort of going along for the ride. It's my favorite hour and 45 minutes of the week.
Thank you, Chris Perkins, for being on the show. D&D Beyond is the official D&D 5th edition digital tool set. I'm Todd Kenrick. Thank you for watching.